Structures of play in volleyball. There are 6 structures, namely the toss, team starting lineup, positions, positional fault, rotation, and rotational fault. The toss. Before the match, the first referee carries out a toss to decide upon the first service and the size of the court in the first set. If the deciding set is to be played, a new toss will be carried out. Like the toss is taken in the presence of the 2 team captains, and the winner of the toss chooses either the right to serve or to receive the service, or the side court.
Team starting lineup. There must always be 6 players per team in play. The team starting lineup indicates the rotational order of the players on the court. Before the start of each set, the coach has to present the starting lineup of his or her team on a lineup sheet or via the electronic device if used. Once the lineup sheet has been delivered to the second referee, no change in the lineup may be authorized without a regular substitution. Discrepancies between players' position on court and on the lineup sheet are dealt with as follows. When such a discrepancy is discovered before the start of the set, players' positions must be rectified according to those on the lineup sheet. There will be no sanction. However, if the coach wishes to keep such non-recorded players on the court, he or she has to request regular substitutions by use of the corresponding hand signal, which will then be recorded on the score sheet. If a discrepancy between players' positions and the lineup sheet is discovered later, the team at fault must revert to the correct positions. The opponent's points remain valid, and in addition, they receive a point in the next service. All points scored by the team at fault from the exact moment of the fault up to the discovery of the fault are cancelled. Where a player is found to be on court, but he or she is not registered on the team roster, the opponents remain valid, and in addition, they gain a point of service.
Positions. At the moment the ball is hit by the server, each team must be positioned within its own court in the rotational order. The positions of the players are numbered as follows. A. The 3 players along the net are front row players and occupy positions 4 front and left, 3 front and center, and 2 front and right. The other 3 are back row players occupying positions 5 back and left, 6 back and center, and 1 back and right. Relative positions between players. Each back row player must be positioned further back from the center line than the corresponding front row player.
Positional fault. The team commits a positional fault if any player is not in his or her correct position at the moment that the ball is hit by the server. When a player is on court, through illegal substitution, a player restarts. This is counted as positional fault with the consequence of illegal substitution. If the server commits a serving fault at the moment of the service hit, the server's fault is counted before a positional fault. If the service becomes faulty after the service hit, it is a positional fault that will be counted. A positional fault leads to the following consequence. First, the team is sanctioned with a point and service to the opponent. Second is, player's position must be rectified. Rotation. The rotational order is determined by the team's starting lineup and controlled with the service order and player's position throughout the set. When the receiving team has gained the right to serve, its player rotates 1 position clockwise. The player on position 2 rotates the position 1 to serve. The player on position 1 rotates the position 6, and so on.
Rotational fault. A rotational fault is committed when the service is not made according to the rotational order. it leads to the following consequences in order. The scorer stops play by the buzzer, the opponent gains a point, and next service. If the rotational fault is determined only after the completion of the rally, which started with a rotational fault, only a single point is rewarded to the opponent regardless of the result of the rally played. The rotational order of the fault team must be rectified. Additionally, the scorer should determine the exact moment when the fault was committed, and all points scored subsequently by the team as fault must be cancelled. The opponent's points remain valid. If that moment cannot be determined, no points cancellation takes place, and the point and service to the opponents is the only sanction.